Hi there, Theresa here from theresamonroe.com. I want to talk to you about Friday the 13th. So there is a very old history with this. Friday the 13th is not an unlucky day. That'll be a good news, because some of you know 13 was hijacked, more or less, or just a campaign against it, just like when there was a campaign against the positive light feminine, or the feminine in general. But the 13 that number represents the divine feminine. If you know the number of universes there have been created by, the number of stars around the crown of Mother Mary, you'll start to get hints around what these different numbers and the 13 means. And it's positive. It's all positive. Any symbology that has been used by the negative kind of factions have been manipulated because they don't have their own power. So when you get into the more positive, when you're getting into the number 13, it's a positive number. Friday the 13th came from October the 13th on a Friday, and it's when the Knights Templar, which carried all the wisdom and the DNA and the sacred secrets of the time of Jesus and the lineage of Jesus Christ, the lineage of light in the physical, were murdered. And so the day was created to be negative. So some people, we have one here in September that's about to be a Friday the 13th. And people get up in arms about it. And I'm like, it's actually a really positive number. And it's actually a really positive day. What it means is that is a Friday the 13th that represents the divine feminine, and it represents the wisdom and the DNA of the lineage of Christ. So it's something that you can look up of where the Knights Templar were removed. And unfortunately, by those who wanted those lineages to end, the lineages did not end. What did, obviously, so there are certain lineages, if you did not know that Christ and Mary Magdalene are counterparts and had children and all of that, those lineages exist, and some of that are in bloodlines that I'm aware of, and they are all positive, and they do great things on the planet still. But they were asked to be kind of in secret and quiet, so they got to operate doing their things without a large number of the public knowing who they were. Archangel Michael has talked a large part about how when certain things have been forgotten or you remember at certain times, it was to keep you protected. So that's why a lot of memories are starting to come up. It's like, okay, not only can you remember it and what would you do with it, and is it appropriate for this lifetime, which it is now, but also it's to keep you protected from other things that might have like nefarious intent. Because what I found is if those people don't know that they have something really positive about them, that the negative, they won't even know to come looking for it. Well, some higher ups had looked for it but couldn't find it, because it's like if that person didn't even know, they wouldn't even be able to go looking for it. And that was part of the protection. So if you guys have ever wondered why there were like veils of forgetfulness, it was always for your protection. But now we're coming into the newer realms, and you'll have access to everything. And that's going to start next year in 2025, which will be really exciting. So where we'll be celebrating Friday the 13th and the lineage of Jesus Christ, and not just, and those lineages, but not just why Friday the 13th had become a negative day. So I'm like, why would you even want to give your energy to it? Do you not know the history? Like, that was one day on a certain Friday that happens once every 8 years. So it doesn't make sense, but some people don't know, and they think it's been pretty much every Friday the 13th, but it isn't. So if that's something you'd like to know about, that's why. Lots of love. Bye.